right, we're live here. You guys can hear me, right? Oh my God, my throat. Mic check, mic check. Mic checking. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. Show chat window, top right corner. All right, nice, nice. Thank you. Oh man, finally got the confirmation. Thanks, YB. What's up? All right, we'll give it a few minutes, and then we'll get started. As you guys know, we do this pretty much every Friday, going over how to maximize your experience while you're here. And for those that are not familiar, to get a little bit more familiar with the server and how to navigate the app, as well as the Discord. So bear with me a second, guys. Let me go live on here. We're gonna see how this streams. I'm live in a few different places, so we'll see how it goes. If I start lagging, man, oh, I'm gonna be upset. We'll see how it goes. Anytime after 12. What's up, Tony? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Urban Explorer, what's going on? Munir, Sai, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining, thanks for joining. Let me send another one last reminder. If we're too laggy, man, yeah, I'm gonna. Can you guys see my screen okay? Because I feel kind of laggy here, but we'll see how it goes. All right, cool. Thanks, guys. I'll send one more reminder in here. Interested, especially trial list. What do you guys have on watch? Tony, what's up, man? Are you? Did you take any of the plans from yesterday? XYZ came into play. Swinging a couple positions there. New member as well. New member. Nice. Yeah, hopefully we find some. I tried to, but work had me in chokehold. Oh man, missing out. What's up, Mike? What's going on, brother? Good morning. Good morning. I think I'm starting the stream too early, guys. What do you think? I used to. I kind of went to a point where I starting it around 8:45, 9 a.m. instead. But I kind of changed that to 8:30 again because I used to do it at 8:30 every time, but it seems like not enough people are on. Then once we start getting some more heads here, we can really get going. But all good. We'll take a look at a few charts and see what's going on. Let's see. I kind of wanted to recap some of these plans. Nah, Mike, trust me, it's not that I'm more excited than the normal. It's not that. But I tried to move it to 8:30. I moved it from 8:30 to 8:45 at one point because there was just not enough people getting in at that time. You know, especially West Coast US. Right now it's like 5:40 in the morning. So I can't expect, you know, West Coast peeps to hop in here at 5:30 in the morning to listen to me an hour before the market opens. So I actually feel bad. Having the market open at 6:30 a.m. sounds like torture. I'm on the East Coast, so um, but market closing around 1 p.m. is actually pretty. That sounds actually pretty good. So depends how what your mood is. If you're an early bird, that's a perfect schedule right there. Yeah, of course, of course. I think I'm gonna do, and let me know what you think, Mike. But I think this is a good idea. Is to have an afternoon live stream, maybe Power Hour. Not today, not today, but in the future, I think I might switch it up and kind of do it 1 week in the morning, 1 week in the afternoon. I don't know. Thinking about that, just switching it up a little bit. So Spy looks like I know I've been reading kind of offhand that China there's more tariff talk. I can't even keep track, guys. I'm gonna be honest with you. If it wasn't for this Discord, I don't think I'd be able to keep track of these of the tariff news, man. I can't keep track. It's insane. Thankfully, we have so on the Discord. If you're not familiar, we have the news feed now. I think this is available for trial users as well, but the news feed is available to everybody, and you can kind of glance here at news that happens throughout the day, especially these days where you know news is kind of crazy these days. As far as you know, Trump, all it takes is like one tweet, and the market starts to move, man. So to get in a place where you're, um, you know, seeing news in real time is pretty important in this day and age, especially if you're day trading. Forget it. You have to know what's going on every single day if you're day trading. Or every time you're going to trade, you should be knowing what's going on as far as political events and calendars. Use the calendar. Think that's a good idea. All right, nice. Yeah, I think I will try that. Maybe even next week, to be honest. Because next Friday I won't be able to stream. I think in the morning, so I might do Thursday afternoon possibly. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I don't like trading those first 30 minutes. That's for sure. But I do like to teach that why I don't like to. So hopefully enough people get it. You know, when we see those crazy ass candles in the first 15 minutes of the market, I mean, it's kind of insane. And rarely do you see something like what happened yesterday, where basically there was no pullback for the first hour of trading. Barely any big pullback. These are pretty large 15-minute candles, so it would have been hard to get an entry at some point. But eventually, I think the SPY plan yesterday. Let's check that real quick, actually. So if you're not familiar and you're an options trader, I would hope that you already know that we have a SPY plan. JTW, one of our top analysts on the server, he posts a SPY plan every single day, religiously, pretty much. And what it does is provide you with some levels for the upside, for downside. Oh my god, I'm pretty laggy, bro. I think it's time for a new laptop for me personally. I need me some fancy graphics card. You know, if you're long Nvidia, I think I might get something that has a RTX card on it. Oh my god, look at this, super laggy. Well, in the watch list options channel, you'll see, well, if you're an options trader, I guess I'll skip to that real quick. In the meantime, the two channels that you want to focus on as an options trader are definitely the Elite XTrades chat and the watch list options channel. Only our top analysts and top traders on the server are posting in this area. Wow, I just had to scroll up. My bad, guys. So yesterday's SPY plan was confirmed break of 538.94. That pretty much happened in the first hour. 538.94. So pretty much this candle right here would have been your entry. Looks like there was a little pullback. If I zoom in a little bit, we'll see a bigger pullback here on SPY. Oh my God, not even. I mean, 538.94. Yeah, so it would have been this candle right here, and anytime above this would have been your confirmation candle right here. Looks like a pretty indecision candle, honestly. I probably would have entered around here and then maybe added on this little dip right here. I know it's very minimal and hard to see because these are 5-minute candles, but you know, that's kind of shows you how yesterday was just straight melting up. It was a slow death for bears yesterday. Just painful. This is actually very painful for bears. Let me zoom in on the price action here. Maybe make it look a little. Yeah, here we go. All right, so yeah, this is a slow melt up. Only one little red candle right here. This would have been a good time to enter. Obviously, in hindsight, it's always easier. But, you know, this would have been your entry candle for yesterday's SPY plan. And just on this move alone, you would have easily made at least 30% right here. Just on this 10 o'clock. So, again, this is why I like waiting those first 30 minutes. You kind of get that momentum or that direction for the rest of the day most of the time. Maybe not the rest of the day, but at least that first, like maybe hour and a half, 2 hours of the market. So if you are a futures trader or a index trader like SPY, QQQ, you can use these SPY plans as a gauge, and then kind of pretty much go from there. But yeah, this would have been your entry yesterday. Would have got at least 20-30% from here. And then on this pullback, a lot of people probably stop out from the morning. You know, if they opened from here, traded it all the way up to, you know, that first hour and a half. This looks like clearly just some profit taking because nothing really, you know, nothing challenged anything below this. So from there, it kind of pretty much held this support the whole day and just was choppy for maybe around lunchtime, and it just kept going up and up and up and up. And it was just a slow grind higher, you know, pretty much if you zoom out a bit, you see it a lot better. But yeah, if you would have taken the SPY plan yesterday, you would hit all 3 price targets at some point. I think it was probably around here, and then some. I mean, the third target was 543.82. 543.82. I mean, we hit that right on this candle right here. This would have been your third price target right here. So in about 2 hours, pretty much hit 3 price targets, which is wild. But again, that's this market for you. You know, yesterday we had a similar thing. Look, sorry, the day before on Wednesday. Look at Wednesday, right? Insane kind of choppy price action, and this huge candle. Man, I don't even know what to call this. Like, this is crazy stop loss hunt probably. You know, going from 543. 543.88, and the high of the candle was 544.19. The low of the candle was 540.75, which is insane. That's a 4-point move on a 15-minute candle right here. So that's a crazy move. And then you see a bunch of downside. I mean, this is disgusting price action. Look at these wicks. Oof. Yeah, this is something you don't want to really trade in. This is really difficult to trade, guys. But again, if you're a brand new options trader, then I don't even recommend SPY or QQQ initially, especially if you're brand new, guys. You know, get familiar with at least some time on your trades, meaning you have at least 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks of time on your contracts, and then this way you can at least get a better understanding of the trade. Why did we cut the trade here? Why did we take profit here? Why should we take profit here, right? You know, yesterday, I think we had somebody in the chat. It seemed like a newer user or new member, new trial user, and he was talking about, you know, he's up 200%, and why isn't he up 500%? And he doesn't know if he should take profits or not. And when I read stuff like that, I'm like, what the hell? 200%? What are you even thinking about? You know? When you have one contract and your thing runs even 100%, that's more than enough profit. I think that people just initially, you know, you tend to have some greed attached to your trading, and you tend to learn the hard way, actually. So, all right. So I babbled enough. What's up, MJ, Mr. Cake? What's going on, brother? Good morning. Good morning, Sophia. What's up? Good morning, Monir, Urban Explorer. Thanks for joining, guys. We do this every Friday. If you have any questions as I go over this, and if you have any questions on the free trial or the app, how anything works, any questions at all, literally, that's what this stream is for. So feel free to ask any questions along the way. You can hit the show chat window in the top right corner if you didn't know already. No, Diddy. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. Any profit is good. Profit is profit. No one, there's a saying in the market that we like to say time to time is basically, and it's kind of cliche, but whatever. No one ever went broke taking profits, guys. Right? No one ever went broke taking profits. Right? Pretty straightforward. Let me just double check what is on the agenda today, and I hope that you guys know what's going on in the market, especially if you're day trading. You want to save this as a bookmark. Really important to have kind of all your resources right in front of you if possible. So let me make sure I copy paste this, but it's pretty much just a market watch calendar. I'll just share that there. Yeah, for sure, Tony, you're right, man. So today is the 25th. Oh my God, my favorite. Why is it every time I live stream, I swear, consumer sentiment is like haunting me. I see this stupid consumer sentiment every time I live stream. Is it just on Fridays? Is that what it is? I gotta ask 007. I don't know if you guys know that, but consumer sentiment. Is it every Friday? I mean, every time that it comes out, consumer sentiment, it's on a Friday. Is that right? Because it feels like it. It's haunting me. I feel like I've seen this on a Wednesday before, too. But then again, there's consumer sentiment preliminary numbers, and then there's the final. And I swear, consumer sentiment final has been haunting us every time I live stream. So this is already, I can tell you right now, out the gate, I am not trading before this consumer sentiment comes out. There's no way I'm trading before this consumer sentiment comes out. If we get some kind of big dump on SPY or big pump on SPY at the open, then maybe I would consider some kind of lotto trade to either side. But again, that would be a very small size and very risky, which I don't like to do with big size. And I don't like to teach to take too many gambles, you know. But you know, when you time them right, it can pay off pretty nicely. You know, sometimes you have a tight stop and you take a small loss, no big deal. Just move on to the next trade. So we'll see what happens at 10 a.m. I can tell you now, though, I'm probably not going to trade before 10 a.m. Eastern time. So 30 minutes after market opens. I thought I saw one on a Monday. How much of a problem is the final? It affects the market if you're asking that. This definitely affects the market. Consumer sentiment affects the market. Like there's an instant reaction, you know, instant reaction, right when it comes out. Within 5 minutes, there's some kind of candle to either side, and it could be a nice little dump and then a little dip and rip, or the opposite. It could be a little pump and then a little dump. you just never know. So again, that's why I like trading the reaction to it afterwards. So like 10:05, 10:10, that's when you start really looking at, okay, this looks like a good setup. So between 9:30 and 10, it's pretty much just looking at the, how the market's reacting to the open, and then we'll see what opportunities we can find. Hopefully 007 hops on as well. He's another one of our top traders on the server. Been around for years. I've personally learned a lot from him. So once he hops on, we'll also, we'll see what his thoughts are on the market today. I've traded consumer sentiment with him in the past streams, and we've done pretty well, except one time. One time we ignored it. We went long, like around 9:45, 9:50, something like that in the morning, and then immediately once that 10 a.m. hit, man, we got rocked. We were down like 40% on I think it was, I feel like it was NVIDIA or something, one of these trades where it just tanked the market for like 10 minutes straight. And we got stopped out, and then we started to pump maybe not right after that, but maybe an hour or two after stopping out. So that was frustrating, but it was a hard lesson. You have to know, especially, again, if you're going to day trade, you better know what the hell is going on during the day. If Trump is going to speak, you better know about that. If Jay Powell, the Fed speakers, anything like that, you guys got to know that, something could affect the market and could affect your trade in a big way. You don't know if it could, if you're in calls and it goes south on you, it gets ugly pretty fast. Yeah, personally, I mean, I like trading 0 DTE on Fridays only, or not necessarily 0 DTE. It doesn't have to be 0 DTE, but I do sometimes take trades out to the next week just so that the theta doesn't burn as fast, and you can also find some opportunities with next week's expiration. But you don't get theta crushed as much as, like a Wednesday to Thursday. It gets pretty bad. But Friday is like quick scalps. If you can make a trade in 30 minutes, then great, or less, then perfect. But usually 1 30-minute candle to either side can make or break your trade in a 0 DTE. So that's kind of what we're looking for when we look for these trades. So we'll see. Again, the SPY plan is always on watch, and then of course all the Mag 7s are pretty much on watch. Let's see. Looks like today's hot options watch list. This comes out every day, every morning. You see these top options watch lists. This is from FinViz, basically a scanner. So what do we see here? This is, oh, okay, the number of trades. Okay, big volume. Yeah, and of course the Mag 7 is always going to be up there. Pretty interesting that Google is number 8 here, knowing they just had earnings. Google's definitely going to be on big watch today, especially post earnings. Looks like it gapped up thanks to the earnings, and so if this gets any kind of pullback back to this 162 here, oh, this is on the 5-minute. Let me zoom out. Yeah, actually, I'm gonna mark this level just in case. If we pull back to this 162, I can probably already take a guess that this would be a decent line of support at some point. Yeah, here we go. Check that out. Crazy how that works, huh? You mark a line from previous historical times and support. Got some support over here. Ooh, that was nasty. In this area. This totally dumped, right? So we're pretty much right here again. So if this dips back to 162, Google's definitely on watch. I would love for that to pull back, especially the fact that it gapped up on earnings. And it could happen because there's definitely going to be profit taking at the open. But will we get all the way down here? I don't know. We'll see. It might happen at consumer sentiment time, to be honest, actually. So we'll see. Google's definitely on watch. Any kind of pullback to this 163 area, I do not mind. I'll probably bring this up later with 007. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, Google looks pretty good to trade today, possibly. The fact that they just had earnings yesterday. I am extremely long on Hood. Let's go. I wish I wouldn't have sold my 45 calls so fast, but still like deep in the money. On 43.50 calls for July. My favorite stock. What do you think my favorite stock is? I'll give you a guess. My favorite stock right now. Nope. Tony, you already know, baby. Chipotle. Let's go. Yes, sir. Chipotle. So I still like the setup. I'm in longs already. I took a scalp yesterday, but when we hit that, I took an entry yesterday around, what was it? Let me see. On this pullback right here, this disgusting pullback, I couldn't believe. Let me brush this right here. Yo, coin. All right, I give you that. Coin is probably my second favorite. On Fridays only though. I hate coin. Like to swing is insane. The volatility on coin itself is just insane. I prefer to trade Hood 1,000 times over coin. But on Friday specifically, coin is a beast. We actually haven't traded in like 2-3 weeks, so I actually kind of miss coin. I might revert back to it today. We'll see. And really, we've stayed out of it because on BTC has been pretty choppy for the most part. But so yeah, on this big huge candle right here, I bought Chipotle calls. So I'm in the, let me see, I'll tell you right now. I'm in the CMG 50 calls for 516. I'm in the 50 calls for June 20th also. I'm actually down 4% on these. And I'm down, well, I'm up from my average. I'm actually pretty even. I'm down 3% on the May 16th 50 calls for Chipotle, CMG. So yeah, I took an entry pretty much around here. I took an entry actually around, was it yesterday? Hold on, let me double check that. Yeah, oh my god, I took one contract right around 9:55. Check this out, how disgusting this was. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, what the hell? I took an entry. Wow, literally at the top. No, actually, no. 9:55. It was right over here. And then this happened. And I'm like, oh my god. I was down 20% in like 5 minutes. And then, so I added size right pretty much around here. And I was hoping that this 48 level would pretty much hold. Or 49 area would hold. I wrote something up in the main options chat. You guys can search it if anything. But pretty much I'm looking for this to hold. And then I got Chipotle burritos. I got my lunch around this time, so that's why we pumped a little bit over here. Just kidding. But I did have lunch. I did have Chipotle yesterday, so. No, I actually don't have 100 shares of CMG, so I cannot say that I trade cover. I don't do cover calls, but that would be a good idea, especially at this price. Honestly, I think like long term, I think Chipotle is a pretty good option here. When we zoom out, you're pretty much looking at 40 is probably a good risk area. Like I would stop out below 40. I don't think it'd be. I mean, it'd be pretty tough to say, or pretty easy to say if we lose 40, we can easily go back down to this area right here. We could go back to this zone right here between 35 and 25, which is not an area that I'm interested in, honestly. My area of interest is above 47 and above. 44 is absolute lows, like short term. I think below 44, we could see 40 pretty fast. So hopefully we don't get there. My originally looking into this was pretty much there was a W shape forming right here. Boom, 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 boom. Except the boom didn't happen on the last turn here. We started to go down. And it got kind of scary here. So I remember trading around this area. I stopped out. You know, I thought we'd get a big move to the upside, but didn't happen. So, but if we get back above 50, we're looking at a move to 55 pretty quickly. And then I believe there's room to 60, which I wrote this, I don't know, this was a couple weeks ago. So we'll see. I'm still bullish on Chipotle. Make sure you guys get Chipotle lunch to help me out. So yeah, so I don't sell covered calls on it, but that would be a good idea. Honestly, that would be a good idea. At this level, you're looking at maybe 44 as a stop loss if you buy 100 shares. Again, scale into these trades. Don't ever buy 100 shares in one shot. You buy 50, buy 25, buy 30, then you get another dump. You add a little bit. You know, never buy in one shot your fully sized entry, guys. Never, never, never do that. All right, so we got 30 minutes left till market open. So I'll discuss a little bit more, and you guys can ask questions, of course. Keep asking questions. I appreciate it. I'll talk a little bit more about the Discord in general before anything. So the first thing I always go over, guys, if you could please, 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 I hate to bring it up, but you guys already know who the ones who have already been here a long time. The scammers and imposter accounts, guys. All right, so unfortunately, fortunately, it's a good problem, I guess. We're one of the largest servers out there today. We have a solid reputation pretty much online on the internet. And I would say pretty much every day or every week, we have multiple scammers and imposter accounts that try to friend request you. That try to friend request you and try to DM you and get you to deposit to some random website that you've never heard of in your life. I promise you guys, if you deposit to those sites, you will never see those funds again. So please be careful. Don't get fooled. There are imposter accounts that look exactly like mine, my profile. They try to match everything as close to it as possible. Did I delete this? Oh, okay, yeah. Right? Imposter accounts are automatically banned from our server. Okay, so what happens is they end up not having any mutual servers with you. So don't just accept everyone's friend request, guys. Do not just accept everyone's friend request randomly. Like Sophia, I'll friend request you right now. Okay, just so you know. And you can accept that. And then if you get any other friend request from another Chris G, then you already know that is a scammer, right? So just so you guys know, just in case you are in any friend request. Oh, it looks like, Sophia, you have friend request blocked, which is actually a really good thing. That's a good thing. So you can friend request me whenever you get a chance. I'll be happy to help you out and guide you through the free trial. And we have a customer success team as well, guys, for those that are brand new here. The goal is for you guys not to be overwhelmed by the server, not to be overwhelmed by the app and all the features that we have. A lot of Discords out there, you know, they just have pretty much alerts, and that's pretty much it. You kind of fend for yourself, and, you know, you're kind of thrown into the wolves, and, you know, it's easy to get lost. It's easy to get overwhelmed. Who do I follow? What trades do I follow? That's the goal of this live stream, is pretty much to show you guys around, give you guys a better general idea than what you came in with, and then we can guide you after that. So again, anybody in your DMs, anything suspicious, anything talking about mirror trading, copy trading, talking about crypto and depositing some kind of crypto into some random website that we've never heard of, please report their user profile. You can click on these little three dots and report them. But the easiest way is to just make sure you check their profile, go to mutual servers, and make sure if it says no servers in common, then that is 100% that is a scammer, guys. That is a scammer. So just keep that in mind. Don't be fooled. The one thing you could do to prevent those scams, go to your Discord settings and then uncheck the everyone box under content and social. We actually send it out pretty much actually every day. Hold on. Looks like this. Right? How to avoid scammers and imposters. Go to Discord settings, content and social. Scroll down to friend requests. Uncheck the everyone box. This alone will prevent all the scammers friend requests, and it'll prevent you from even getting tempted to deposit to some random site, guys. Believe it or not, people still fall for it. Like I think it was last month, somebody dropped $500, and of course that money's gone. So, you know. All right, so we got 20 minutes left till market open. Thank you for the details. There's my session here. How do you usually play options? So I personally on Fridays is the only day that I do 0 DTE. For the most part, I if I have time to look at charts during the week, I will do some day trade on SPY or SPX. I just started trading futures, hoping to learn from 007. But yesterday we I took a trade and to the long side and, made a couple racks there. So that was a good trade. Let me close this for now. But for the most part, I like to trade when it comes to options. I'm trading a month out for the most part. I might even day trade something, even if the expiration is 2 or 3 weeks out. Sometimes if you get a nice move to either side, like breaking some kind of trend, or you get some kind of solid pattern, trend line break, some kind of resistance that gets broken, then one big move is all it takes to get a 30% move on, even if it's 1 week or 2 weeks out on any of the large caps. So Google, Nvidia, Microsoft, Apple, all of those names, you can get pretty solid gains even if it's 2 or 3 weeks out. You don't have to trade SPY and QQQ only, guys. Right. All right, so we talked about the scammers, imposters. All right, the main channels, right? And this is something that I recommend for you guys to do. Any channel that interests you the most. So, for example, a lot of traders, they put the pro alerts and for stocks and for options. They'll put that in the at the top of their list, so you can. Oh my God, laggy. Oof. You can right-click any channel. You can right-click any channel and favorite the channel. Favorite the channel, and it'll go to the top of your list. It'll go to the top of your list, so you can kind of narrow down the Discord as your channels start to open up. Like Sophia, for you, right? Anybody that just started their free trial. You see a limited amount of channels. The reason why is because we try not to overwhelm our traders with our new members and new traders with too many channels and try not to overwhelm you guys. So you don't see all the channels available for a regular member. That opens up as your trial progresses, right? So as you see more channels that interest you, you can right-click them, favorite them, move them to the top of your list. Move them to the top of your list. For example, options traders, you'll want the main options chat, you'll want the pro alerts, you'll want the tier 2 alerts as well. And then if you're posting your own trades, I would suggest also favorite the tier 3 alerts, because any member can post their own trades, and we recommend this to everyone. Get yourself familiar with posting your own trades. I promise when you kind of hold yourself accountable for your trades and know that it's publicly posted somewhere, you will have a little bit of a higher standard for your own trading. And if you start to alert your own trades and take those trades on your own brokerage, I promise you'll have a little bit of more success. You'll start to see a little bit more consistency. So any member can post their own trades in tier 3 options or tier 3. If it's a stock trade, you can also post your own trades. I highly recommend it, guys. Post your own trades. Every single trade automatically gets synced to the app. So every trade syncs and vice versa, right? Any trade that gets posted in the app automatically syncs to the Discord as well. Yeah, Mr. Cake, good question. So for tier 3, let's say I'll do options, right? So let me go long. I'll show you APLD. I think I was interested in this to go long, but I was waiting for a little bit of a pullback because I'm already long on this. I have so many shares. I'm like balls deep in excuse my language. I am deep in APLD. I turned from extremely green to not selling some of the shares that I had. I did not have stops on some of this stuff. So when we got a few set of news, we totally tanked. So I went from being up like, I don't even know, man. It was probably 130% to maybe up 40%. I took